Whenever we talk about relationships, one of the things that comes up is the importance of attraction, the importance of being physically attracted to someone. Some people call it chemistry. Other people will call it the initial phases of attraction, lust, infatuation. Words that have really taken a negative connotation in the world of relationships. And I'm here to talk a little bit about the opposite of that, the importance of lust in love. Hi, I'm David Essel, and I, of course, have written books on different topics of relationships for 25 plus years, been working in the world of relationships and personal growth, and I'm going to take a little different angle on lust. I'm going to tell you that lust is an important part of love. Now, if you go and you read about, like let's even say in the Bible, it says that the lust is one of the greatest sins that man or women can commit in this world. And there's a difference between the type of lust that gets us in trouble and the type of lust that I personally believe is crucially important in love. Now, the definition of lust is really simple, and this might surprise you. All it is a strong sexual desire for someone. Now, that right away should take away some of the negative imagery that surrounds lust, doesn't it? Like all it is a strong sexual desire. Well, I personally believe that we've been given this gift of lust in order to procreate. That's one of the reasons that we have it. Like someone has this strong sexual desire for someone else. In the beginning of time anyway, I'm sure it was given to us so that we could procreate and populate the world. And now it's still the same type of a thing. In other words, many people believe that man and women were not meant to be alone, that we're supposed to have partners in this world. Now, there's a specific portion of our population, and it might be high as 5 or 8%, that really have no interest in that type of a romantic relationship, an intimate relationship, a sexual relationship. It might be because their passion for their work is too great, their passion for their volunteer work is too great, their passion for their path to God or spirituality is too great, and that's where their lust of life is for, has something else to do other than a relationship. But for the 93% or 95% or maybe even 90% of the rest of the population, our drive is to be in companionship. Our drive is to experience what can be experienced when two people come together with emotion and love and, yes, lust, especially in the beginning. Having a strong sexual desire is healthy, ladies and gentlemen. I want to throw away this concept that lust is a four-letter word that we should never use. Lust is a part of life. And as a matter of fact, some couples that I've worked with that have been together for 25 and 30 years still have that lust, still have that strong sexual desire. And in couples that have lost that strong sexual desire, we do work one-on-one and in couples work to help them rekindle that flame. I mean, that's one of the things that makes a huge difference between your partner and a best friend. Is that your partner, one of the things you experience with them is a strong sexual desire, is the ability to make love, is the ability to be intimate on a physical level that you don't do with your best friend. So you have a best friend, hopefully, in your love relationship, and also the ability to experience intimacy, lovemaking, and yes, lust. Remember, all lust is a strong sexual desire. Now, in my work in the world of addiction, of course, we work with sexual addictions, and on YouTube, I have an example I gave you of a woman that lust had taken over her life. In other words, her strong sexual desire had taken over, that's where her focus was on a daily basis. And as I mentioned in that video, I highly recommend that you watch it, as a matter of fact. It's about sexual addiction recovery. But in that video, I talk about how, all she wanted to do was, as soon as she got home from work, it was, on the internet, or it was on the phone, or once a month or once every couple of weeks, it was, hooking up with an ex-boyfriend to have. So she found that the strong sexual desire had taken over her life. Now, we'll talk about that another time, because lust can turn into an addiction. Just like a glass of wine at dinner can turn into an addiction. Just like a cigarette once a month. And I actually worked with a client that had this. She smoked a cigarette one time a month, and that turned into an addiction. Before she knew it, she was smoking 2 packs a day. It was an amazing story, and it happened just like that. Lust can do the same thing. If it gets out of control, your strong sexual desire can turn into an addiction. However, today we're focusing on your strong sexual desire for your partner. that part again of intimacy that's so sacred, that's so beautiful, that you can look at your partner and have a strong sexual desire for them that goes mental, emotional, physical, maybe even spiritual. You know, when you get into that, and there's a YouTube video I did at Miracles at the Monastery where I talked about this amazing connection I had with a woman, and it was an eye connection. There was no physical contact other than a kiss, but there was no, it was like, oh my Lord, lust can even be divine driven in my experience and in my work. So let's take a look at this word lust a little differently from now on. And when you look at your partner and you have that strong sexual desire, understand that within your partnership, that can be one of the healthiest things in the world. And if you don't have it, and if you'd like to rekindle it, work with someone like myself. And if I can help you, go to talkdavid.com. I'd love to do everything I can to rekindle that love, that lust, yes, that word lust within your relationship. In the past, lust was used as a four-letter word, but now we can use it in a much broader sense, in a much more beautiful sense, in a much more sensual sense, intimate sense, and yes, a deeper love connection. TalkDavid.com. I'm David Essel. Have an amazing day.